Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going to explore the story of one of the rarest, most dramatic, and most fascinating supercars of the modern era, the Maserati MC12. This isn't just a fast car with a beautiful body. It's a machine that marked Maserati's return to motorsport after decades away. It combined Ferrari engineering with Maserati's own heritage and turned into something extraordinary. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll dive into its origins, design, technology, racing success, and lasting influence. So, let's buckle up and begin this journey. The story of the MC12 begins with Maserati's desire to re-establish itself in the early 2000s. The brand had a glorious history in racing during the 1950s, competing in Formula One and endurance races. But by the late 20th century, Maserati was more known for luxury GT cars than pure race machines. The new millennium brought new ambition. With Ferrari as part of the same parent company, Maserati saw an opportunity to create a flagship supercar that would bring the Trident badge back into the spotlight, both on the road and on the track. To achieve this, Maserati turned to Ferrari's most advanced project at the time, the Enzo Ferrari hypercar. Using the Enzo's chassis as a foundation, Maserati developed its own unique machine. While the two cars shared DNA, the MC12 was far from just a rebadged Ferrari. It had a longer body, a removable roof panel, and radically different styling. The MC12 was designed not just for aesthetics, but also for aerodynamics, with an emphasis on downforce for racing. Every curve, vent, and spoiler served a purpose. The design was handled by Giugiaro's Italdesign studio and refined in Maserati's own wind tunnels. The result was a car that looked unlike anything else on the road. Its elongated proportions, massive rear wing, and distinctive nose gave it an almost alien presence. The MC12 was wide, low, and impossible to ignore. If the Enzo was a razor-sharp blade, the MC12 was a spear, longer, more dramatic, and even more striking. At the heart of the MC12 was Ferrari's legendary 6.0-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, tuned to produce around 630 horsepower. Mated to a 6-speed automated manual gearbox, this power plant propelled the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 3 seconds and onto a top speed of 205 miles per hour. The sound of the V12 was nothing short of breathtaking, a high-pitched scream that echoed Maserati's racing heritage while thrilling anyone lucky enough to hear it. But raw numbers only tell part of the story. The MC12 wasn't built solely for the road, it was homologated for the FIA GT Championship. To compete in the series, Maserati had to produce at least 25 road-going cars. In total, 50 road cars were built, split between 2004 and 2005, along with a handful of race-prepped versions. This rarity instantly made the MC12 one of the most exclusive modern Maseratis, a halo car for the brand. The racing version of the MC12 was an incredible success. Entering the FIA GT Championship in 2004, the MC12 GT1 quickly proved itself against rivals from Ferrari, Porsche, Aston Martin, and others. It went on to dominate the series, winning multiple championships and cementing Maserati's triumphant return to motorsport. For fans of the brand, it was a dream come true. Maserati, after decades in the shadows, was once again on top of the racing world. On the road, the MC12 was a very different experience compared to most supercars. It was longer and wider than the Enzo, making it challenging to drive in tight spaces. Visibility was limited, and the cockpit was focused more on function than luxury. Yet, on the open road or a racetrack, it delivered an unforgettable experience. The balance of its chassis, the responsiveness of the steering, and the relentless pull of the V12 combined to create something magical. It wasn't comfortable in the traditional sense, but it was exhilarating in every way that mattered. Because of its exclusivity, the MC12 became an instant collector's item. With only 50 examples built, and all sold out immediately, it was nearly impossible to acquire one unless you had significant connections with Maserati. Today, these cars trade hands for several $1 million, with values climbing steadily as collectors recognize their importance. It is not just a rare supercar, it's a symbol of Maserati's rebirth. Another fascinating aspect of the MC12 is its relationship with Ferrari. While some critics initially dismissed it as just an Enzo in disguise, closer inspection reveals how different the cars truly are. The MC12 had its own character, its own design philosophy, and its own goals. Ferrari built the Enzo as the ultimate expression of Ferrari technology, while Maserati built the MC12 to prove itself in racing. The result is that, although they are siblings under the skin, they each carved their own legendary path. The MC12 also paved the way for Maserati to re-establish its image in the 21st century. It showed that the brand could build not only elegant GTs, but also cutting-edge performance machines. Without the MC12, it's hard to imagine Maserati attempting cars like the MC20 today. In that sense, the MC12 wasn't just a car, it was a turning point, a statement of intent that Maserati was back. Even among today's hypercars, the MC12 stands out. Its proportions are extreme, its design unique, and its presence unmatched. Park it next to modern exotics like a Pagani Huayra or a Bugatti Chiron, and it still holds its own as a true icon. Unlike many modern cars loaded with electronics, the MC12 retains a raw mechanical purity that connects it to the golden age of analog supercars. Culturally, the MC12 has earned a reputation as a hidden gem. It's not as universally recognized as the Ferrari Enzo, Lamborghini Murcielago, or Porsche Carrera GT, but among enthusiasts, it holds a special place. Its rarity, racing pedigree, and dramatic design make it unforgettable. When people talk about the greatest cars of the 2000s, the MC12 deserves to be in the conversation every time. To sum it all up, the Maserati MC12 is much more than a rare supercar. It's a car that revived Maserati's spirit, conquered racetracks, and became one of the most coveted collector cars of its era. With its unique design, thunderous V12, and undeniable presence, the MC12 remains one of the most important cars of the 21st century. And that's the story of the Maserati MC12. What do you think? Is it one of the greatest supercars of the 2000s? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories about the world's most legendary cars. Thanks for watching.